Lorna Simpson Crystal Collage featuring line, value, and form. Meet the artist, Lorna Simpson. She's an American photographer and multimedia artist. She was born in 1960 in Brooklyn, New York. In 1990, she became the first African American woman to have a solo exhibit at the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. Simpson's artwork often explores the idea of identity. In her Earth and Sky series, she uses vintage images from Jet and Ebony magazines to create collages that focus attention on Black women's hair, which was not only a source of beauty and pride, but also discrimination. To make today's project, you will need a piece of white paper, scissors and glue, magazines or ads, a Sharpie or crayon, black oil pastels, and something to color with. You can use watercolor paint, you can use markers or crayons. Finding and preparing images. First, you want to find a large image of a person in a magazine. Shopping ads work well for this too. You're going to cut around the person's hairline, removing their hair completely. It'll look silly at first, but the final project will be better with all the hair removed. If your image is more than the bust of the person or the head, neck, and top of the shoulders, trim this image down, kind of like what you see in the picture. The focal point in the image will be the crystal-like hair, so you want to make sure that you get rid of as much of the body as you can. We want to focus on the hair, which is our focal point. Now, you're going to place the image near the bottom of your paper, your white paper. It should be in the portrait position. And you're going to use a pencil to trace around the hairline. Now, you could glue this down at this point, but you have to be careful that you don't get color on the person's head. So let's just wait to glue it. Get your pencil ready. We're going to begin drawing the crystals. Now, from the traced hairline, you're going to use a Sharpie or even a pencil at this point, and you're going to draw two straight lines that angle up and away from each other. Look at step number 1 on the paper. Then you're going to connect the two of the lines to form a triangle on the top. Look at step number 2. You're also in step number 2 going to draw angled lines that extend down from the tip top of the crystal. You don't want to draw many. 2 or 3 is plenty. It's okay if your lines aren't the same length. They actually look better if they're not. Now, beginning on the left corner of the crystal, draw some angled lines that connect the left edge of the lines to the top. Continue as you get to the right side. Take a look at step number 3. Now, to finish off the crystal, you're going to draw angled lines that connect back down to the hairline from your center lines that you drew. Look at step number 4. You want to do about 3 or 4 of these as the first row of hair. Now, you want to make sure that you keep going and add more in between those crystals that you just drew. Take a look at step number 6. The second row will be taller. Take a look at the pictures. So you should see what your paper should look like. This is the first row at the bottom corner of the crystals on the hairline. Here's the handout. It's closer and a little bit bigger. So if you need to pause this to draw your crystals, go right ahead. Now, to finish the crystals, after you drew your second or third layer, this is called overlapping, you're going to choose one color of crayon. Okay, the first row, if you look in the picture, is pink. The second row of crystals is like a turquoise color. Using the pink or whatever color you choose, you're going to be pressing hard, a little bit less, and very light. So you're going to have dark, medium, and light on each crystal. If you have more than 3 sections, Go in order from darkest to lightest. Take a look at the last picture so you know what I mean. Each section of the crystal should be colored, dark, medium, and then light. Go ahead and do this on all of your crystals. When you get to the second row, choose a different color. Now it's time to put it all together. You can go ahead and turn over your magazine picture and put glue on the back. You want to make sure that you align this with your pencil line that you traced on your paper. Now your portrait has a beautiful crystalline crown of hair. Don't forget, when you're done, upload your project to Artsonia this week. It's week 16. Bup, bup, ba, dup, bup. Clean up.